Hello, dear students and learners. Welcome to the fourth session in the Masterclass playlist AI for Everyone. Today, we dive deep into generative AI, the colorful, resplendent, kaleidoscopic world of Gen AI, which has touched billions of lives so far in the whole AI spectrum of things. Welcome to Billion Hopes. This is Mentor Sandy bringing you AI for real impact. Let's begin our work for today. This amazing playlist AI for Everyone is my personal effort to take AI to as many people as possible and remove their fears. Billion Hopes is AI for beginners, non technical professionals, and strategists. So we are now into the AI creative engine, unlocking the power of generative AI. So AI is of three kinds. You have generative AI, you have predictive AI, and agentic AI. Generative AI has touched 100% of people who have ever used AI. Predictive and agentic are only for professionals. So today's session is for 100% of people who use AI, and it promises to be a very, very enjoyable session. So be with me till the last minute and learn 100 new things. Let's begin in right earnest. Hey everyone, this is Mentor Sandy. Let's begin our amazing journey of generative AI. Dive right in. I promised you it will be colorful and kaleidoscopic. We started with the first example. You will see me in various settings. These are all real clippings, I tell you. No, these are not my avatars. I did not create them using AI. These are my real footage. Come on, you must trust me. You must trust me. If you haven't subscribed to our AI newsletter, you are missing a lot. Every Tuesday and Friday, AI wisdom lands in your inbox. More than 3,000 people are already subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe right now and you won't regret it. It's a wonderful learning tool. The link for subscription is given in the comments. Our membership for the channel is already on level 1, level 2, level 3. Go ahead and thanks for all the beautiful response we have received so far. Just click the join button and find out. My dear friends, Billion Hopes was launched on 30th of November 2025, and in less than 1 month, the kind of response we have received has been very encouraging. Keep the love flowing. I started this channel and my enterprise Billion Hopes with the promise of bringing AI for everyone, isn't it? And so far, we have done Masterclass playlist 1, 2, 3, and we are on 4 today. Before I even move forward, these were the first three, and today we are on the fourth. Wonderful sessions have been created. These are detailed, long sessions for serious learners. We will take up work, winning with AI, strategic intelligence, and the era of super intelligence in this masterclass playlist. The next 3 weeks would be this. So, overall, these 7 sessions, anyone who seriously attend will have a top level understanding, even if you know nothing about AI today. There are 5 kinds of AI users now in the world. As we enter into a decisive phase of AI 2026 to 2030, where AI will end up entering every domain imaginable, there are skeptics, novices, explorers, power users, advanced AI users. By putting in 12 to 18 months of consistent use effort, any skeptic, if you want to graduate from the level of skeptic, any skeptic can actually become an advanced AI user. I'll tell you many tricks to do that in today's session. So make sure you are with me till the end. I started today's session by explaining to you that there are 3 AI types. In my earlier sessions in Masterclass, I've already done that. But it's a good time to remind everyone that generative AI, the colorful, kaleidoscopic, resplendent, musical part of AI, in fact, magical part of AI, which is mathematical part of AI actually, is but just one of the 3 key pillars. The second is predictive, and the third is agentic. At Billion Hopes, we are offering courses for everything. Our agentic AI courses are also coming very soon. So, my dear friends, this is the overall umbrella of AI. I keep on giving the theoretical input because I feel every learner should have access to that. So, what is generative AI? AI that generates. And what does it generate? It can generate text and language of all these types. It can generate image and visual. This is how billions of people are actually experiencing AI every day. It can generate audio and music of astoundingly good quality, and it can generate data and simulation, which becomes an enterprise level official productive use, business use. So, generative AI can generate text and language, and you can put it to 100 different use. In fact, all the AI models are primarily trained by text, so that is their native competence. It can generate image and visuals, and there are hundreds of AI tools available which can help you manipulate image and visuals in amazing ways. You saw my avatar at the start of this video today, right? I could create 100 different avatars like these. 80 to 90% they look real, and most of the fun and entertainment part is actually taken care of by that. Then audio and music, and then data and simulation. Today, I will dive into some of these and try to tell you in 2 hours what all is possible. Those of us who are in creative fields will find the session very, very useful. You can check up, you can ask us questions in the comment thread. We'll try to answer. You can help each other because AI being AI and a very rapidly growing field, we all keep learning from each other. If you have seen my earlier sessions, I have always been explaining that the AI ecosystem is very vast. So, where is generative AI? This is generative AI. That's it. This is it. This is Gen AI. There is nothing outside it which will qualify as generative AI. So, when you talk of Gen AI, it is one of those three primary pillars, and it is here in the AI taxonomy. This theoretical construct should be clear. Billion Hopes AI Energy Drink. Isn't this wonderful? We have actually launched Billion Hopes AI Energy Drink. I'll show you the many flavors of it today. No, 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 really, really. So, welcome to Billion Hopes AI Energy Drink because it gives you AI for real impact. Try generating these images with the latest Gen AI models. Any of the foundational model chatbot you're using, Gemini, ChatGPT, Anthropic Claude, Grok, DeepSeek, whatever. Try generating these images. You are in for a very, very strange surprise. You know, whenever I teach, I always tell my students and learners and friends the limitations of whatever we are trying to use. So, generate an image of a luxury watch showing 20 past 3. So, you want the LLM, the foundation model, the chatbot to generate the image of a watch showing 3:20 p.m. or 3:20 a.m. Okay, we want that analog watch to show that. Then show Robert De Niro making an omelette with 5x, show only 5x, exactly 5x. Then these are different prompts. We are going to do that prompting right now. I have already done that prompting. Doing live prompting here takes up too much time. So we have done it earlier. We can also do it in parallel. Generate image of a clear glass bowl with 7 red, 5 green, 2 white balls and 1 strawberry. And generate the image of a classroom green board with 1 to 17 all written properly. Why are we doing these childish exercises? They are not childish. Once you do it, you will realize these are the limitations of generative AI model. So let's do it. Here's the image of a luxury watch showing 20 past 3. Oh my, horror of horrors. Look at what ChatGPT has done. It is just 1010. And look at what Gemini has done. Either it is 410 with the 4 behind the 4 hours hand, or it's the luxury watch where I can't see even the time, and 2 watches in the same hand. Imagine this prompt has been misinterpreted and almost murdered by that chatbot, by that AI. So now, if you're wondering, why can such a simple prompt not be addressed? The answer to that is these LLMs were trained with tens of thousands of images, 99% of which in public domain was showing 1010 because all watch advertisements only show 1010 because watches look symmetric and the sales are. No one will show 20 past 3 in an advertisement. So the LLM don't even know it. So they struggle. Isn't this an eye opener? So in generative AI, if the preponderant influence in a training data set of a certain instance is 90-95%, in the real world, the LLM will struggle to generate anything other than that. It's not the LLM's fault. It is the fault of the data set, which actually is the human that curated the data set. And even not the human, this is how the society is. Did you enjoy this learning? Now, show Robert De Niro, the great Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, absolute greats. Making an omelette with 5x, show exactly 5x. My God, 7x there. And here, once again, so many eggs have been broken, exactly like my heart. Gemini broke my heart. Nano Banana Pro, one of the finest image generation models conceived by man till date, can't get the eggs right. Tragic. That clear glass bowl with 7 red, 5 green, 2 white, and 1 strawberry, it struggles exactly like always. A classroom green board with 1 to 17 all written properly. Why do you give me two 17s? Can you please explain? And once again, why do you give me two 14s? Can you explain? I wanted you to realize that generative AI struggles badly in certain case scenarios. So, if you are a new user or if you are a learner on the track to become a professional generative AI expert, start by learning the limitations of these beautiful things. They really struggle with constant series of numbers. They struggle with numbers. And so far, there is no solution to it. In fact, they openly admit that yes, we struggle with it. So, what are the things that generative AI actually struggles with? These are the known weak spots. Even formidable models like Nano Banana Pro, which have literally set a cat amongst the pigeons. Every other AI company is absolutely scared of what Google has pulled off at the end the year 2025. These are the known weak spots, and not even Google can do much about it. Exact counting trap, time precision tab, identity action constraint, hand and finger accuracy. LLMs are not able to get this 100% right. Spatial logic, text rendering, symmetry precision, multiple exact conditions, real world rules violation, numerical and visual consistency. So, normal people are mesmerized by generative AI. They are so thrilled that Gen AI, you can create anything, but the expert eye can immediately spot the loopholes. And this will continue for a long time. So, human expertise is going nowhere. If you're worried about what will happen to humans and human expertise, take it from me. Expert humans will be more valuable going forward. They will be more in demand going forward. So, did this exercise open up your mind? So, it is good. It is okay to be mesmerized with generative AI like magical tool. It is more okay to be not mesmerized by. Ha, what a thing to say, but that is it. Enjoyed? Any questions so far? Go ahead and in the comment thread, you can always question. But then when you have a fantastic course like Gen AI, like I am 10 on my academy, why wonder? Why bother? This is a beautiful 20 lecture course I have personally handcrafted to teach Gen AI to total beginners. Go ahead and enroll right now. You are going to be surprised by the quality of the learnings you will have. It's there on Academy. The link for enrollment is there in the comments. Isn't this generative AI journey fabulous? A wide ocean of possibilities, bright, shining prospects, and super fast speed? So, as you can see, this is my private yacht. When I was in the Caribbean, I had taken this small clip. I hope you enjoyed that. What a beautiful yacht I have, 80-foot yacht actually. Anyway, since you're here, let me request you please subscribe to my channel, like and share. Thank you so much. And of course, become a member. Beautiful content already uploaded there. First things first. Before I jump into some more examples of generative AI, although right from the first moment I have been showing you examples of generative AI, my avatars here have already done that job to a great extent. The realism is absolutely profound, very, very enjoyable. I want you to be an intellectual with me and please learn 5 eye openers on Gen AI. So, what are these 5 eye openers? Don't worry, we won't go too deep in it, but this will help you. Capabilities and possibilities of Gen AI, careers in generative AI. Every day I receive messages from students and professionals. Will Gen AI hurt us? Will I lose my job because of Gen AI? And I always tell them Many new jobs are being created by generative AI applications because to have an application like Synthesia or Pico Art or Leonardo, you need someone to run it. And trust me, running an AI app is generative AI app is not easy. Okay, as a dilettante, as a dabbler, you can dabble with it and create something funny and enjoy. But not for a company and enterprise. You need a professional touch. These tools need 2 to 3 weeks to master each one of them. And so, hundreds of new jobs are being created, and there isn't even enough talent in the market that companies really want. This is what at least corporates say. So, be positive. The jobs are being generated by generative AI. Wow. How the Gen AI magic happened? Why are these models so good? How can they do so much? Five problems for which there is no solution in Gen AI and what Gen AI can never ever do. Isn't this a wonderful thing to learn? Isn't this what holistic education should be all about? Absolutely, it is. And so let us begin. Let us begin with Gen AI capabilities and possibilities first. As I said right at the beginning of this session today, which is the fourth class in our Masterclass playlist, make sure you watch everything. Make sure you tell your friends about it. This is purely for people to be aware of AI and get new jobs here. Gen AI can literally generate anything. Anything you want in text: a long essay, a short essay, a précis, a summary, a changed language thematic essay, a small essay of 500 words given by you translated to 21 different languages. Everything is possible. There are AI tools available now that you can speak into. You are not too good at English, no problem, or too good at German, no problem. Speak into that voice chat of that AI tool in your broken English. In parallel, in real time, it will not only correct that English, it will also give you suggestions what else you can do with that. You see, at a fundamental level, generative AI tools are removing the incongruities, the asymmetries, and the edges that human society has had for millennia. Everyone is getting empowered. Instead of feeling scared about Gen AI, maybe you should see the level of empowerment it brings to those who are willing to learn first. So, Gen AI can literally generate anything. That's why its name is Gen AI. But then, how does it do that? We'll come to that in just a moment. You're with me, enjoying the session, learning a lot. Every masterclass playlist session is a learning experience, as are all the other videos on my channel. There are multiple playlists. Go ahead, watch all of them, and tell your friends about that. What are the careers in generative AI? There are absolute non technical careers available, hybrid roles available, and then totally coding roles available. Just about 3 years ago, none of this existed. But today, I can vouch for it, these roles actually exist. These are roles where HR is actively recruiting, but then you have to prove yourself, right? And the interviews for such roles usually involve a lot of practical element where they might ask you to display a portfolio of your generative AI stuff. So you should always keep a portfolio ready, which is basically a website. Website building is very easy nowadays. Generative AI helps you build websites also. Gemini can build a whole website for you without coding. It can help you host also. So, all that is possible. So, you cannot even complain that I need funds to actually build a website. You can do it for free. Those are things available, right? So, just go ahead and learn and build your portfolio, which a potential recruiter will see, and your chances of recruitment or getting employed will be much, much higher. These are the new jobs which have come up. If you know some technology, then these are the hybrid jobs that have come up. And if you're a hardcore technology guy, of course, these are the jobs that have already existed, and the demand is actually growing year by year because of the sheer explosion in user numbers and the need to have backend upgradation in parallel, which is very, very difficult for most companies. So, generative AI is not destroying anything. Net, it is only generating. The play on the words here was delicious. And how did this magic happen? What really happened? How did generative AI suddenly come about? Well, the answer to that was taken in my very first session. Big data plus big compute connected via the internet plus massively powerful ultra modern algorithms like the transformer architecture. These three magical pieces coming together: big data, big compute connected via internet, and transformer architecture, and suddenly, boom, you have generative AI. I have covered these topics in the earlier sessions. Even if you're a non tech chap, you should watch this. AI literacy is no longer a fashionable word that, okay, one day I might. It is becoming a life necessity now. Earlier, we used to say the three R's of life: reading, writing, arithmetic. Now you have the four R's: reading, writing, arithmetic, artificial. That was just a joke, but then it was a good joke here. Okay, so this is the magic of generative AI. And the sudden leap is explained with this, right? But forget about this. Too technical. Let's now there are problems with Gen AI. Hallucinations are an integral part of Gen AI. In fact, generation is nothing but hallucination. So if you take hallucinations away, generative AI will stop generating. So hallucinations will always exist. The problem is when the facts are hallucinated. Bias and fairness issues, inherited prejudices because data sets are biased, lack of true understanding. I repeat for the nth time today: artificial intelligence and machine learning, these systems are not sentient. They are not intelligent in the human sense. There is no real learning in the human sense. They are definitely not conscious. They have no emotions. They have no understanding of the human world and the way humans feel and perceive and react to things. They have none of this. This is the primary truth you should know about AI. Otherwise, you will fall in the trap of narcissism. AI bots have been trained to engage and be very polite. They never counter you, they never dissent, they never argue, they never judge you. But these are the things that human society does, and that's why we are humans and we are strong and mature. AI chatbots, prolonged interactions, is actually making children as well as adults very weak, because that's a make believe world of one party being permanently compliant and the other party doing whatever it wants. And when you actually meet real humans, you get a shock because they dissent. So I just thought I'll tell you that. Data dependency and knowledge cutoffs, because ultimately training epochs are few and far between, and security and misuse risk, because you can have prompt injections at the most basic thing. For any image recognition software, just a few malicious pixels being input can actually lead to a dog being labeled as a rhinoceros. So that's the nature of these things. So understand it, and you will be safe, and you will always know that there are limitations. There is the percentage failure rate, and we have to live with it. And why do models hallucinate? I have taken it up once upon a time earlier. They hallucinate because it is their nature to hallucinate. The training data may be wrong. There is no real time fact checking happening. Ultimately, it's just doing pattern matching, blah, 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 blah. And it's a probabilistic machine. Finally, if you still are scared about generative AI and you feel it's going to take away my job, humanity is coming to an end, let me reassure you, nothing of that sort is about to happen. The human frontier is where AI will never ever reach. True consciousness and sentience is 100% the exclusive domain of humanity. AI and machine learning models are dead, they have nothing in it. Now, if you don't know this, and if you're still not willing to believe me, and you think they are magical, then you haven't seen the mathematics behind it. Once you see the algebra, the linear algebra, the statistics, the probability, the calculus, and the geometry behind it, you will say, this is how these models are made. I thought it was magic. No, it's not. I've been saying that from day one, right? Genuine creativity is a perfect human domain. Deep understanding and wisdom, perfectly human. For that, you'll need to be old like this. Inherent moral judgment and ethics, completely human or moral, amoral, immoral, everything. Humanity is a package. We are a sum total of all the good and the bad our ancestors have experienced for 3 million years. We are the sum total final product of that, and we are producing further products in the future, and this is what we are. Physical world experience and empathy, the models don't have it. They will never have it. Rodney Brooks, one of the founder fathers of modern robotics, has actually currently said that humanoid robots will never be possible. You cannot have humanoid robot. Just because a machine looks like a human doesn't make it a humanoid robot. I've done a video on that. Do watch it. Every expert in AI who is not beholden to some mega corporate ends up speaking this truth. And it's good for society as a whole that the myths stand broken. So, did you enjoy these very deep insights delivered, hopefully, in a very, very simple language? Yes or no? So, please do give a thumbs up in the comments, like and share, and please tell me what you think about it, your comments on everything, and please feel free to disagree with me. That is what actually makes us human. We just talked about that. If you just say, "Oh, this is so wonderful," I completely agree with you. And if you say that again and again, you'll actually sound like an LLM, like a chatbot. Anyway, so we have done this. Hey everyone, join me on this absolutely wonderful super highway of opportunities, the generative AI highway. Welcome. So this is when I was in France and I was building my Gen AI mega model there. No, no, seriously, this is not an avatar. This is not a simulation. I'm telling you, seriously, seriously. You want to see that again? Sure, see that. Hey everyone, join me on this absolutely wonderful super highway of opportunities, the generative AI highway. Welcome. So you can see, I was absolutely telling the truth. Why would I lie? That really was me, man. Okay, we take one step forward now and we again start exploring use cases of generative AI. So let me share with you 9 very powerful use cases across models. And I'm only talking of foundational AI model. Many of them are being used by all of you today. Many of them are actually free in the developing world. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Sonnet. These are 9 use cases. Of course, teaching all of them is beyond the remit of this single video. I do that in my course on generative AI, which I strongly recommend for everyone, irrespective of your age. These are employable skills, right? Employability skills. So I'll take up one of these. So here is a dashing young man, 28 years of age. What a handsome young man this is. Absolutely beautiful. This young man has given this prompt to the LLM. You can read that prompt. My picture is attached. Turn me into a muscular superhero who is guarding the galaxy. The name is Sandy, Billion Galaxy Savior. And blah, blah, blah. Give this effect, give that effect. And let's see what one chatbot does. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am the Billion Galaxy Savior. Just look at that muscular body, man. By the way, I was actually part of the weightlifting and powerlifting team at IIT Delhi during my heyday. And I won medals at the Delhi level competitions. And my best numbers in powerlifting was 140 kgs deadlift, 85 kgs bench press, and 120 kg squat. Yeah, so this image is actually not an exaggeration. Seriously speaking, man. This is another LLM. So another LLM turned me into a superhero like this. But then, as always, with Gen AI, the problem is we are never satisfied. So I said I want something else, the typical comic book hero that children fall in love with. And so I changed my instruction, which is a prompt. Remember, prompts are the name of the game, absolutely. And prompt engineering, as it used to be, although it has evolved, it's not still dead. The ability to communicate in natural language with an LLM, with a chatbot, with an AI tool is very, very important. But it is not as critical now as it used to be a year ago. Why? Because LLMs themselves now have the ability to take a rough prompt, and if you tell them, polish this prompt, they'll give you a fantastically polished prompt. which you can then use to input and get the output, the final output. You got it? Earlier, this wasn't possible. So, those prompt booklets, 1000 top prompts, they have their utility, but they are not mission critical now because the LLMs can help you build those. And hence, don't lose your sleep over, making a collection of prompts and all that. That era largely is gone. So I gave this to one LLM, and that LLM said, "Oh, sorry, sorry, there are copyright restrictions. How can we do that? No, 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 this is illegal, this is amoral, this is immoral." Guys, you literally scraped the entire internet without permission. You literally used all copyrighted material and tens of thousands of books without paying a dime to anyone. And now suddenly you have turned moral? Good. Humanity is in safe hand. But there was another LLM that said, "What is morality? Here's the image. Take it. You're the Superman. Sandy, billion galaxy savior." And all the moral punks were down the drain, and the LLM said, "Your wish is my command. Make sure you keep the subscription alive and you subscribe for the next month also, sir." Very good. So, since we are on subscriptions, why don't you subscribe? Use the join button on Billion Hopes channel. Wonderful content awaits you, man. Okay. I really think I'm in the wrong industry. I really, really should have been a galaxy savior. Look at this beauty. All this is possible. And this is now absolutely basic level competence. All of you can build it in a month of practice. Nothing major here. So I'm giving you practical demonstrations of everything. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel, like, share, and go ahead and join the membership. Ah ha 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 ha. So now, not only does Billion Hope as an energy drink is launched in the market, we have also introduced two new flavors. Beautiful new flavors await you. Go ahead, taste and enjoy and learn and grow, isn't it? So let's move one step forward now. As I said, Google literally put the cat amongst the pigeons when it upgraded all its AI offerings, be it Nano Banana Pro, be it Notebook LM, Google AI Studio, so many things. And the wonderful updates and the essays on the Google sites where they explain what each model does. A pleasure to read the kind of effort they have done. And of course, Google being the repository of human information for the past 25 years was supposed to do this finally. For the past 5 years, people who had been saying that OpenAI is going to whack Google, I could only smile at those silly assertions because Google is Google, right? You can't whack Google. So, Nano Banana Pro for global audience and for Indian audience can end up customizing the output depending on what prompt you provide and what your final expectation from that output is. Image generation has always been a very difficult thing for LLMs, although they kept trying, improving, trying, improving. And image generation with text was a doubly difficult task. They would always garble up the text. The happy birthday meme, everybody knows, you couldn't spell properly. All that is gone. You can have the most complicated infographics created with 98, 99% text accuracy, which is the real test of an LLM with these new models now. And because the Nano Banana Pro was so powerful, Chat GPT or 5.2 suddenly upgraded its image generation capabilities. Otherwise, it would have been out of the market. And so, competition is always good. If you have a monopoly or a duopoly, it's not good for anyone. And this Gemini, Nano Banana Pro, and Chat GPT 5.2 image generation competition is proof of that fact. So, we need more competition, not less. There are literally more than 50 art styles you can use. Worldwide scenes are possible. Multilingual text integration, this is awesome. An advanced remix and edit. And not via any AI tool, by the foundational model itself. All this is possible. You have to take a subscription. The free model only does a little bit, and maybe it will not even let you use Nano Banana Pro, but worth every penny you spend there. And some of this is even free for Indian audiences via some tie ups and all. So maybe you can try that too. For Indians, Desi art styles are available, local scenes are possible, text in Indian languages, remix and edit. All this is available in the AI Image Magic Core. But how do you discover all this? How do you learn? It needs 10 to 11 days of effort. You keep trying, you keep generating, you keep iterating on it, and gradually you build a mastery. So let me let out a small secret here. The AI tools are powerful, foundation models themselves are very powerful now. But to build a professional grade mastery on any AI tool, individual AI tool, speech, image, video, they are the most tricky ones, etc., or coding, whatever, will need minimum 2 weeks of work, dedicated work on that tool. It doesn't happen less than that, even if you're a genius, because the sheer scale of features and what you can tweak at every level and the customizations you can do at every level, you have to try everything, generate it, see it, and it consumes credit for everything. So you have to also optimize for cost and all. So it takes time. Don't be impatient. And that is why set your goals first. I always tell learners and students and friends, if you're getting into generative AI, be very clear as to what your end goal is. Use the tool accordingly and then get into it. Otherwise, you'll have an initial phase of honeymoon. You will be very happy seeing the colors. And then there will be massive frustration because you won't go beyond that initial phase. So that should not be the goal, right? So that some management planning is needed. Anyway, so let us do some historical reconstruction. This is our prompt. So we are now using Google Nano Banana Pro. I'm not doing a live demonstration here. That will take up too much of time. So I have done it right before this session, taken the results and shown it here. I hope you understand that. A wide image showing 5 people standing in a row, each wearing fashion from a different decade: 1920s, 40s, 60s, 80s, 2000. Consistent lighting. What a beautiful image. 20s, 40s, 60s, 80s, beyond 2000. But then I'm not too happy. I'm not too happy because look at the background. It's so dull, seems to be a concrete wall or a curtain. I want this to be a very razzmatazz kind of a thing. So I augment the prompt. Make all of them smiling. Why are they so sad and serious? Make all of them smile, interact, and actually make it bright neon shades and put them in a disco. And just put them in a disco. Bingo! Look at the beauty of this generation. Yes, there are some edges in this, there are some problems in this. 99% of humans won't be able to identify. You know, when I look at this image, when I generated this image, I was looking through the decades that AI has undergone. The sheer struggle with very simple generations. And now this power is right there at our fingertips. Let's use it positively. Let's use it for human society's betterment. Let's use it with empathy. Let's use it to help each other as much as possible. Because a real risk to humanity and society now is that LLMs have made it possible to generate misinformation and fake information at scale. And that threatens the foundations of humanity itself. We need to be aware, we need to spread awareness, and then use these tools to the fullest. Anyway, point made. So, this is the whole science. The reason I'm showing this here, this horrible thing I'm showing you right now, is to just tell you it takes time to learn. These are some of the simplest prompt guidelines, which will give you reasonably good stuff. These actually do expert level image generation. So you need to learn it. You need to try everything and see the positioning of the camera, which is actually a virtual camera because there is no camera here. The light effects, the camera angle, shot type, composition, framing, color palette control. LLMs, AI tools allow you all this. Do you see this? You can actually modify the style, specify the light, camera angle, composition framing, color palette control, texture, material descriptors, environment setting, mood and emotion tagging, focus level and depth of field, and subject detail enhancement. They can actually understand these in a prompt. So if you have a very specific image in mind, if you can articulate that in words, the LLM will generate almost exactly what you want. But with generative AI, you never get it right in the first attempt. Third, fourth, or fifth attempt is usually when you get a professional great output. For amateur use, you can absolutely use the first iteration, but otherwise, professionals normally do it three, four, or five times. Got it? I'm trying to explain this to anyone and everyone, so please take it seriously. Now, for very serious professional use, these are some detailed instructions, especially the seed number and image URL and all, but that is not of use for the moment. In case you decide to make a career in generative AI, you will come across all this. A good tutor will teach you all this. This is the brand new energy drink from Billion Hopes. As you can see, we had to really spend a lot getting these images perfectly on a mountainous terrain, in a flowing rivulet, and in an open, wide, beautiful field of grass. It took time. The photographer had to go everywhere and actually do it. Costly, man, costly. Branding is never easy. It's very costly, as you can see, right? I mean, of course, this is a real image. Look at how realistic it is. Look at those drops. The condensation, beautiful, isn't it? We really have come a long way. There is no doubt about it. Now, there actually are websites, services that offer icons at a price. Icons are very, very beautiful little small things that convey a whole story. And there are beautiful websites offering tens of thousands of icons, properly graded, listed, databased, indexed. LLMs can generate entire icon sets at a prompt. And as a real lover of icons and user of icons, I have found them to be pretty good. And using Canva, you can just remove the background. They just become transparent. You can fix them anywhere. You can change the colors. It takes a few minutes of effort. Now, just see this amazing application. This entire session is very practical. I am lacing the session with a lot of theoretical inputs to give a grounding to you. Because you should not feel frustrated tomorrow when you actually start a journey motivated by this. Generate an image infographic with 40 icons of regular student life. Making one icon takes a human being a few minutes. There are experts who have spent their entire life making icons. It's a very difficult thing to make icons. It's not easy. These AI companies have read the entire internet and they can now generate icons as per your requirement. Have you understood the requirement here? Just see what it gave us. These are 40 icons it gave us. Look at the quality of these icons. Look at the line work. Look at the color combinations. Look at the contextual relevance to what I had asked it to do. Look at it. What did I ask it? Okay. And here are the icons. A human icon designer would struggle with such quality. Not kidding. An LLM gives that in 1 minute. Of course, not all LLMs can, some can, but the speed at which commoditization is happening, another year, and almost all the LLMs be at par, at least in all basic hygiene stuffs. So these are 40 icons generated. Now you can actually take this image, you can actually ask the same LLM to remove the background or to change the colors and all, or you can take the whole thing into Canva, which is a wonderful online graphics tool, and it can do 100 different things for you very, very easily. So, if you're serious about generative AI and a career in design, or as an entrepreneur, professional manager, you have a sense of aesthetics and you like using graphics and all, you must be using Canva. Without Canva, you are actually hamstrung to a great extent. Of course, there are alternatives Canva, but since I've been using it for years, I always recommend it. A wonderful service, without any doubt. And the way they have kept up with times and new features and all, It's really admirable. So, we have already had 45 minutes of learning. Please have a sip of the energy drink. It will charge you for what's coming ahead. Okay? So, shall I move on? Great. Let's move on. Let's move on to something wonderful called Notebook LM. In Notebook LM, you can give a prompt or you can give a handwritten sketch or handmade sketch or anything, and it will generate a quiz for you. It will generate an audio review for you. It will generate a video review for you. It will generate an infographic for you. It will generate flashcards for you. It will actually do eight, rather nine things for you. Interested? Let's jump to it. But before we do that, make sure that you have subscribed to our newsletter, to this channel, and to our WhatsApp channel. Also, all the links are there. And make sure you visit our Billion Hopes Academy. Wonderful courses waiting for you. Many people have already joined in the very first month of our launch. Thank you so much. It was lovely having you with us. It will be lovely having you with us. Go ahead, good folks, check out the courses and enroll straight away. And this is a course you should not be missing. Go ahead, join right now. Google Notebook LM is, as Google always does, it makes fantastic products, and at times it is very subtle in its promotion. So let's do the promotion for Google. AI powered research companion and knowledge hub. And it does actually nine things. So Notebook LM is good at doing nine things. People who have used it have realized the qualitative improvement, qualitative change, and the depth to which it can go. Having said that, before I move on and I show you some generation here, audio as well as video, any LLM output, generative or otherwise, is prone to errors. So please have a human expert vet it before you take it to the market. Otherwise, you are responsible. Get that in your head very clearly. The AI company is not responsible for it. So, Notebook LM. Oh, Billion Hopes has actually reached podcasters. That is wonderful. Can do these eight things. In fact, one more was added after I prepared the session. Nine things. Eight solid options. And you can just feed some content and it'll end up doing these for you. So, what are these things it can do? It's called AI Broadcaster also. It can create structured script from handwritten notes. It can do entire narration of scripts or build scripts for narration, multiple format creation, audio story, storyboard, timing cues, and final. So, basically, you want to have a proper podcast, Notebook LM will do the complete grunt work for you. Remember, this expertise is not developed overnight. You need to work for 2-3 days with it, try many things, fail, stumble, fall down, get up, and then finally you get your gate right. It will not happen overnight. So please don't be frustrated if it is taking time. All of us took time before we could actually do anything confidently with these. So what I did was I fed a small audio. I fed a small content. I made a sketch of a brain and how the two parts are connected and idea of consciousness and all. Just one sketch. And it ended up creating a full audio review and a video review. Google, the repository of mankind's information for a quarter of a century. If Google won't, who would? You understand that point very clearly, right? Good. So let's play the actual audio.
Welcome to The Debate. Today, we are diving deep into the architecture of human consciousness. We're scrutinizing a really influential model built around this concept of the oscillational mechanism, or OM. So our source material lays out a system where this OM connects sensory.
And this was a 14-minute long audio. It actually narrated for 14 minutes. And there were very few errors in it. It would pass. Then it did a video overview. This video is actually a slide overview, not a video overview. But even that is pretty impressive. So let's see the video or the slides overview.
Have you ever stopped to think about what's really going on inside your head when you focus? You know, when you just lock in on something, a book, an idea, a conversation? Well, we're about to look at a really cool, kind of radical idea for how our brains pull that off. So let's just start with the big question. How does our brain this messy, amazing
Slide after
organ,
slide,
take
and the
in this
narration is on.
constant storm of information from the world and somehow produce a single, steady beam of attention. It seems simple, but it's one of the biggest puzzles out there. And our guide on this little journey is going to be
So, what really is happening here? We gave an initial prompt and some source material. The rest of the whole story was built by Google. It pulled all the information it could gather, which it has, and it just gave it to you. Of course, it takes time 15-20 minutes for the audio narration, similar time for the video slides narration. But this is absolutely awesome. To the untrained, a non expert eye, this will be, oh, it's magic. But those who have studied these things, we understand that this is a mixture of many things. Fantastic data sets, fantastic data centers connected with internet and easy availability of big compute, great algorithmic models, transformer architecture, blah, blah, blah. I could go on. And mathematics at the base of it all. All that has come together to make all this possible. Of course, the fantastic GPUs and the TPUs. Google uses its own proprietary TPUs, tensor processing unit. No one could have imagined that the phase 2026 onwards would be filled with such magical things, mathematical things, actually. So, enjoying? All these wonders are now within reach, and many of them actually have a free tier, a free level that allows you to do a lot of tinkering, a lot of experimentation. For schools, colleges, universities, and students, a lot of these are actually available at discounted rates. The only thing is you have to reach out and you have to start practicing, start using, and start learning, right? So I wish you all the best with that. A new lemon flavor has been launched. And again, it was launched later, so we had to go back to the same three locations with that photographer. And that really cost us a bomb. Huge investment happened. So please make sure you enroll in our academy and help us. Thank you. There are many Chinese AI products also. A lot of them are open source, some of them are not, but that's besides the point. Many of these that I have regularly tried to use, they have many limitations, but some of them have excelled in certain verticals wonderfully. So there are some Chinese generative AI products or foundation models that can build entire children's learning books very quickly from just a basic prompt. So there's Kimi that can build you a complete presentation very beautifully. Presentation making is a complete field in generative AI. There are at least 10 very good tools that help you do that. So a complete PowerPoint presentation or slides can be created. Some set steps that you need to take to generate something meaningful. So with Kimi, I've been trying and the results have been reasonably very good. So let's see what Kimi can actually do for us. With Kimi, you can actually turn your docs and ideas into beautiful slides instantly. And when Kimi claims that beautiful slides, I can assure you that it is not exaggerating at all. It actually does the job pretty beautifully. And that brings us to the concept of character and personality of AI. Every AI tool has a personality. ChatGPT has a good sense of humor. Gemini generally is flat, it doesn't have a sense of humor. And you will discover it. If you have a sense of humor, you will discover it. So once I gave a prompt to both, and the output was pathetic in both cases. So I replied in my next prompt to both, horror. ChatGPT said, ha ha ha, I understand your frustration. This surely was a horror show. Now let me get back to doing the job rightly. Gemini, Google, actually redrew the whole thing in a horror genre. And that was true horror. So it did not have any sense of humor at all. But ChatGPT had. So the human creators of these AI tools are embedding them with certain characters and personality. Because remember, the AI model, right from the point of pre-processing of data to the final RLHF and final SFT and fine-tuning stage, hundreds of human beings are involved in tinkering and putting the guardrails and making it work properly. Hundreds of humans at every step, and millions of human curated data points come in. So ultimately, it's a human exercise. If it has a sense of humor, courtesy the humans who made it. And if it doesn't, let me not say anything. Then Google will cancel me, my accounts, that is. Anyway, so with Kimi, you can create some wonderful image and slides and all. So the people who created Kimi might have taken extraordinary care that it is able to do that. So if you go to slides option in Kimi and you just prompt it properly, so I gave the prompt, give a 10 slides deck on life of sharks, right? So I thought it'll do a good job. We'll dive deep and find something on the life of sharks. By the way, if there's one animal in the deep ocean that even the great white shark is very, very scared of, it's the orcas. So stay away from orcas, dear. Stay away from orcas. So give a 10 slide deck on life of sharks. And it went to work. Output was ready, and two options were given for the design template. This is how almost all of these LLMs will work. They will allow you some customization. And if you want the customization via your prompt, you can always do that. Otherwise, you can use the customization options that they give. And finally, the complete presentation was beautifully, the sense of beauty and aesthetics, it has to be built in by the humans. And I was glad to see that Kimi had it. This was the final presentation. I did not give any information on sharks here. I could have. So if there are 10 points I want covered in a presentation, I can give those 10 points. And the rest will be done by them. More information, images, even some video clips can be brought by them. And here is the final presentation. Look at it. It's a beautiful presentation. And then you can download the PPT. One of the key skills you will need to really develop once you start working on AI, how do you take out the output from these AI tools in which format to be used further, right? Often you will realize that the format has to be, it should be operated across platforms easily. It should be embeddable across your collaterals. And that takes some expertise, but that can happen. So that's why I took the trouble of putting it here. What kind of output format you want, font embedding, slide transition. Try out everything and see what does what, and then finally zero down on the things that you think will be best for you. And finally, a beautiful presentation came up. Look at the aesthetics of it. The sheer color of it makes you long for the deep ocean out there. All this content was picked by Kimi. I did not supply this content. Some of it might be hallucinated and wrong, but broadly, this is a beautiful piece of work. So now, how does it affect education, professional and work life? How does it affect so many of the foundational levers of what modern human society of the 21st century had come to be? If we can create presentations with the click of a button in just 5, 6, 7 minutes, which otherwise would have taken one full day. I've been creating presentations for decades now. This is my 35th year as an entrepreneur, teacher, mentor. Presentation creation was an art. And people would go, wow, wonderful, because it was difficult. It was a human endeavor, despite templates and all that. Now it's no longer a human endeavor at all. It's a machine endeavor. And if everyone has the same skill, well, we are back to square one to a great extent. Absolutely. And that is where the human differentiator will come into picture. So if you're ever depressed or you are sad by the fact that just one prompt and 5 minutes of effort can generate a 20 slide presentation, which even a child of 10 can go ahead and present in the class. So what is the fun in it? You're right. You're right to feel that way. But this is exactly how the earlier phases of technological evolutions made people feel. But human society has been all the better for it, right? Our lifespans have gone up, our living standards in general, our hygiene, nutrition, medical standards, everything improved because there were disruptions. AI is one of those disruptions. So maybe presentation making skill is no longer monetizable to that extent. But it leaves you free to do a lot of deeper thinking, introspection, analyzing, and all. That is where monetization is possible. And this is how society is changing. So, one of my friends who's actually a consultant, When I showed him some of the latest image generation thing, I am constantly experimenting, researching, constantly. That's my life. When I showed him some of the latest generations I did with just one prompt, he was stunned. He said, "Yeah, I am a consultant. I'm out of job now." And I said, "This is the perfectly wrong way to think about it." He said, "But the whole day I'm making these infographics. And now you said you can do it with one prompt. So what will I do?" I said, "What you needed one full day to do, to accomplish, make a beautiful presentation with 15 wonderful slides, information, and all, you can now do that in less than 1 hour. Spend 1 more hour fact checking it. Spend 1 more hour correcting it, and absolutely spick and span final presentation stuff is ready. So you have 5 or 6 hours left. You find out newer opportunities, dig deeper into the same topic, do some introspection, find your other areas of competence, build some other strengths. Should you not be happy that you have actually been liberated from a lot of grunt work? That can be a positive way of looking at it. Do we have an option really? So always look at the positive side. When you don't have the option, well, then you'll improve, right? Oh, so Billion Hopes energy drink is now coming in a packet of 8 as well. Wonderful, wonderful. I hope they give some discount on these large packets here. And have they listed them on aggregators? Is there on the food aggregator sites and all delivery sites? Let me check it out. The AI content multiplier. Now, when we see applications of AI here, you generate a lot. But generation is a problem because managing that content and making it reach the right people in chunks that you want it to reach, you need a second layer of applications. What I mean is, you have applications and then you have applications that run on those applications. So you have made a wonderful video using generative AI, or say I have made this video, right? So it took a lot of effort, we made it. And now I have released it on YouTube. Now I want shorts out of it for YouTube shorts and for Insta. So there are services that will do it automatically for you. Of course, the human being would always do it slightly better, but then who has the time? So all I'll do is take this complete video, whatever duration, and feed it to any service like Opus Pro Clip. And within 5 to 10 minutes, it will give me 10, 15, 20, 30 good shots. I'll check which are the best ones and post them. There are automating tools or automation tools which can even take those and automate it. There are customization tools which can take those and customize it as per the requirement. For example, if you have one idea, understand this very important point. Facebook is not WhatsApp, is not Insta, is not YouTube, is definitely not LinkedIn. Although at times I fail to distinguish between these, and LinkedIn seems just like Insta Pro Max on Turbo. Anyway, these are all different platforms. So the same piece of information needs to be modulated to suit a particular platform. There are tools that modulate a basic content directly. Let me tell you the risk also. It can actually look AI. And if it is AI, people will stop reading you. So I post regularly on LinkedIn. I write it with my own hands. Because on LinkedIn, I will never post an AI generated content. Immediately, people will know that this is AI generated content. Now, I have been a very structured writer for decades. I've been a writer. I've been writing so much blog, this, that. And because I have read a lot, so I can write better. Anyone who reads a lot will always be able to write better because the right patterns have been formed here. So sometimes people tell me, is this AI generated? So I say, if I am a proper structured writer, that's not a crime, right? Yesterday, or rather last week, it so happened, I posted a picture of my breakfast food, breakfast dish on the internet, on one of the social media platforms. And one of my friends said, AI generated image. Too perfect. I said, come on, man, I'll send you a video. This is a real thing I'm about to consume here, or I have consumed. This is not AI. We have entered that very peculiar phase of human existence where even reality is being questioned as AI if it is too perfect. But and there is no way out. We have to go through this. I think we will evolve. I think we will find ways of doing it. I think society will find ways around labeling AI properly. It will happen. But anyway, let's get back to this AI content multiplier thing. So you have made some content. But you don't want that to be the end of it. You want slices of that content to be used for the next 7 days on the same platform, across the platform, using the same language with some new language. Tools are now available which multiply content. Let's see. So, you want to repurpose your video? That's possible. A video repurposing, that means you can have a large video chopped into 30 or 40. So, all those beautiful shots you see on these giant YouTube channels people run, nobody is actually doing it manually there. Of course, there's a person who does it, but this is largely done using tools, right? So, you can have a video repurposing. Opus Clip is one of the leading tools. I'm also listing some tools here. Maybe this will help you get a broader idea of how vast this field is. Please don't feel overwhelmed. Generative AI is a very vast field, but in every vertical, there is one or there are two good tools. Find out more, read the various forums, find it out from the social media. People will generally tell you which is the best, especially practitioners are the best people to talk to in this case. So, here is a whole list of tools that you can actually see, and you can pause and watch it. Captions and hooks, content planning, you have a topic seed and 30-day schedule, you can do that. And there are tools that can help you do it. Platform rewrites, visual generation, carousel creation, analytics and prediction. Everything is now possible. Now I know you are overwhelmed. As an individual, you are thinking, how can I do all of this? You do not have to do all of this. Remember where we started this session. Find out what is your final need. What is it you want to do for your personal happiness, your studies in case you're a student, your research if you're a researcher, or your business if you're a manager or a promoter or an entrepreneur, or for your campaigns and politics if you're a politician. First, list down what you want from it, and then find the tools that help you do it. Then your energy will be very focused. Otherwise, I've seen people go to pieces in generative AI because there is just too much of it to be done. But then you do not have to do too much, right? Focus on what you are good at, what you need. Automatically things will fall in place. Is this clear? So, this is what Opus Pro does for us. Like this video that I have just made, I will be using my subscription for Opus Pro to create beautiful shots out of it. And then one of my team members will quickly see which of these is to be put on the Billion Hopes YouTube channel, and then it will be put on the Billion Hopes channel. Is that clear? So Opus Pro is actually an industry leading tool. It's very good and it is constantly improving. And let me again tell you very quick. Even when we use Opus Pro Clip, the problem is there are so many options inside. Even I feel lost at times. So it's a very natural thing. So best is whatever default setting the tool gives, start with that. And then slowly, steadily tinker with it. Every day learn one new trick. Within 6 months, you're a master of the trade. There is no other way to actually become a master of the trade. You keep tinkering, you keep doing, you keep learning. Are you with me? Are you resonating with these ideas? People there, good people there who have actually mastered some bit and piece of generative AI, please share your experience. Let us all learn. I'm sharing everything I know. Would love to hear from you. Of course, after you have subscribed to my channel. Ha, ha, ha. You can do platform specific rewrites. One idea rewritten in 10 different ways. Yes, that is possible. But the downside is it's not really automatic. You have to actually see it once. This is where new jobs will be generated by the tons. Companies which will buy AI products to do these kinds of rewrites will realize it would have been far better for a human to have screened it before we posted. Man, that's where the human being is required. So, New opportunities are coming up provided you gear up for them. So keep your antennas up, scan the horizon, and catch the opportunity when it lands. You can actually auto generate viral thumbnails and graphics. Once again, the caveat, the caution, the risk is there can be spelling errors, there can be brand kit mismatch, there can be color mismatch, there can be some very fine tweak you want, which it is not able to do, and it worsens with every iteration. A human designer would have done it in the second iteration itself. Yes, sir, these are the real world issues. If your tolerance level is high, maybe you will just go with it. So, have you understood how the content multiplier idea actually works? Is that clear? Enjoying it? So I've taken a lot of colorful examples. I have intentionally not gone into the really serious applications of AI, generative AI, like meetings moderation. Generative AI can be very good at summarizing meeting, taking the notes from the meeting, presenting 5 points. All those tools I teach in my Gen AI course, but I have intentionally tried to avoid it here. It would become boring for a lot of people out there. They will stick to the interesting things only. Yes or no? So go ahead, give it a like now. Okay. So these are things you can do with content. Content is always king. There is no doubt. AI has made the process faster, but humans are always needed. Go ahead, enjoy the new Velina flavor we just launched. AI for real impact. Yeah, wonderful, beautiful. With sales, style cloning revolution is now a reality. And what exactly is a style cloning revolution? Very simple. You know, some people are very good at sales and they have a certain way of speaking. Now, that cannot be copyrighted. So, AI has actually studied everything. In style cloning, you can have 5 or 6 role models that you have who speak in a certain style, and you ask the AI to generate a script in their style, a text script, and then you can have an audio or a video AI do stuff with that in their style. Of course, if you do a direct reproduction, that would be illegal, that would be a copyright violation in a sense, but otherwise, cloning famous authors' writing styles is not illegal. Hemingway, Ogilvy, Jobs, the way they used to talk, the way they used to motivate, minimalist, persuasive storytelling, visionary evangelism, these styles are absolutely acceptable. Got it? So, you can use generative AI tools to copy style. And copy styles for what? For your emails, for your emailers, for your newsletters. Please subscribe to our newsletter. Wonderful thing, Tuesday and Fridays. Remember, you can actually use these styles. Although we write our own newsletters, don't copy anyone, we have our own style. So, this is how you can do sales use cases, personalized outreach, automated content generation, lead scoring and prioritization, real time coaching, and schedule optimization. These are some of the business use cases. Non business persons can easily get bored, but professionals and business persons will have a smile on their face the moment these things are mentioned. So, if you want to use generative AI in sales, these are some of the direct applications of generative AI. For example, turn a founder's voice into a brand voice guide. This is such a powerful thing. I'll explain. There are tools that help you do that. I'm not getting into those tools right now. So there is a founder of a company. That person is a special person. He made the company happen. And the company isn't dead, so the person actually raised it to a certain level. That woman or that man has a voice. And the voice is the style of that person. The way the person writes things, creates web pages, product descriptions, sales pitches, talks, and the way he addresses or she addresses the staff or the potential clients and all, blah, blah, blah. Once that basic content is with you, for example, 10 web pages the person wrote to sell the products. Once that content is with you, That is the brand voice. The founder's voice, the chairperson's, chairwoman's voice is the brand voice. There are tools which, if you feed this content or just the URL, it will pick out the brand. Then you tell the tool, now I have this new product, and here are the 20 features of that product. Give me a sales pitch in my brand voice, which we have done already. The new sales pitch will come in exactly the same brand. The kind of adjectives that will be used, sentence structures that will be used, sales pitch, building up of momentum and tempo, call to action, blah, 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 all the sales things. AI does that for you. This dramatically compresses the time needed to do things. But ideally, after all that is done, some senior human in the company should check whether that brand voice guide created from the founder's voice actually was followed thoroughly till the last point or not. Okay. So I'm repeatedly building in the caveats and the cautions. I don't want you to take any wrong message from this. Wonderful. The can is opened and people have actually started drinking this wonderful energy drink. Billion ops, AI for real impact. Wow. Cut, 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 cut. Glug, 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 glug. Co-pilots. Co-pilots are everywhere. And exactly as the name suggests, they are co-pilots. In that plane, you have the cockpit, you have the pilot, and an assistant who is the co-pilot. The assistant will never say, let me pilot the plane. Let me take charge. It's only when the pilot tells the co-pilot to do something will she or he do it. Similarly, an AI co-pilot is a very silent assistant waiting there for you to tap it. You want me to complete the email? Your wish is my command. You wish me to look into this Excel sheet? Your wish is my command. You want me to generate 10 ideas for the meeting coming up? You want me to complete this particular slide? You are stuck? And go on. There can be 500 different use cases for a co-pilot, which is a general purpose AI agent. It's built in there, for example, Microsoft Copilot integrated to help you finish things and be more productive. And to be very frank, co-pilots have actually helped people on a day-to-day, real basis. And how have they helped? Productivity boosting, automating of tasks, generation of content, analyzing of data, contextual intelligence. The co-pilots help. Some of the leading brands, Microsoft Copilot, by virtue of a huge ecosystem in the enterprise space, Microsoft Copilot has picked up in a very big way. Draft documents, analyze spreadsheets, create entire presentations, summarize meetings, manage emails, everything, everything. GitHub Copilot for coders. Google Gemini integrated deeply into the entire Google ecosystem now. Salesforce Copilot. All these are top pilots that people use today. Either they will do NLP, pure NLP, or use LLMs, or integration with various apps across platforms. And the goal, I repeat again, is to not take over work, but to help you do things faster and to overcome, so to say, the proverbial writer's block. So, co-pilots are actually a good thing. It's a good use of technology, a practical good use of technology. It's only when you have worked with a co-pilot across the range of functions it can help you do that you begin understanding its character, its strengths, and stuff. Without that, you do not. Without that, you do not. So, for example, in the HR department, co pilots have actually helped HR experts and the managers reduce their time commitment to certain tasks by a whole huge 80 to 90% even. Leave policies and give, when reading of leave policies and giving correct HR replies. So, there can be 50 inquiry per day in a large company. I wish to take leaves as per this. Is it allowed? Normally, an HR manager would have either guided them to a website or some printed booklet, or now an HR co pilot We'll read it. It has already been fed all the company documents. It has made sense of it. And in a minute or less than that, we'll answer yes, no, maybe. That level of customization is possible, how polite you want the reply to be, and stuff like that. All the routine tasks that would have required direct human intervention earlier can thus be automated. And the human beings can be freed to work more on improving the relationships, resolving structural bottlenecks, and higher level things. So, an impact of AI is very directly being felt in enterprises in terms of the grunt work getting reduced. Now, I'm not an astrologer and I don't trust astrology even. I'm not a clairvoyant and I am not even a futurologist. So, I do not know where all this will take us in another 3 to 4 years. Common sense and logic intuitively tells me that if any technology can reduce our grunt work, it should actually be good for people overall. But then a lot depends on how the government handles this situation, how aware and educated the society is on these matters, what are the national regulations around it. So, for example, in my country, practically there are no regulations around these things. There's no policy debate even. I believe that will be more or less so for 90% of the companies around the world, countries around the world. So societies have to really wake up to the change happening and respond accordingly. And that will be good for everyone if there is a very positive discussion that starts on this. Got it? So AI can actually do a lot of these mechanical things very, very fast. Yes, there will be a few errors. And yes, there should be a feedback system where the bots can be retrained to handle things in a better way. Absolutely. Agreed. Completely agreed. So you have a very, very long HR policy. Earlier, a person would be needed to make an FAQs out of it. Today, the co-pilot will do it instantly. Make 100 FAQs if you want, and also categorize them and help you turn it into a database and help you create all the drop downs. And also within one day, you will be good to go. The go to market for this is less than one day. Cut, it's done. Got it. Then there are tools that can actually help you generate the escalation path. Once a company's managed, so these are slightly serious business operations, but it'll do you good. So please be with me till the end. The colorful image and video things we have done a lot, and life is not just about colorful videos and images. So we should do this also. If there is a complaint, you already have a manual which explains what are the 10 routes that this complaint may finally take before it is resolved, hopefully, ideally. The co-pilot or the automation tool you have can create the complaint progress path in case you haven't defined it. All you need to do is give it the broader guidelines. And that tool will auto generate the complaint escalation path. It could be for a customer, it could be for an internal customer, that is an employee or a staff member. Is that clear? Tools like copy.ai and others are very powerful. On with every passing months, as more and more interactions happen, these models improve a lot. Just like the spam filters in Gmail, every time you mark a mail as spam, the machine learning model actually improves. Brilliant, brilliant. What a taste. Now we come to studies. Nowhere has the impact of generative AI been as profound and instant as in studies. So many teachers and professors tell me, what is the point in giving any assignments now? They just chat GPT it. They submit every essay. And we know it is written by AI. So what is the point in even giving these essays as assignments and even checking those essays? The whole system is broken. I fully sympathize. I completely sympathize with these teachers and professors and educators because there is no national policy debate around it. There is no one guiding the country as to this is how you should be doing it. We should have intense debates around it. AI is going nowhere, ChatGPT is going nowhere, generative tools are going nowhere. So students are bound to use. The way out is to redesign assessment itself. There is no other way to do. If you use the old world methods, they have already been gamed. AI will make it completely redundant. So the real assessment then has to be in person, pen and paper. And there can be no cheating in that. You have to actually do it well. The second solution to that is make students aware right from the beginning that cognitive offloading is committing intellectual suicide. It is death by intellectual suicide. And I am mincing no words here. I have to say this. If your natural reaction to every problem you face is, what does ChatGPT say? What does Gemini say? You are finished. You are gone. You're a goner already. You can't survive. You won't do well. They are tools, they are aids. You have made them the primary thinkers. Half the time they'll end up giving you the wrong advice because they have no life, no sense, no soul, no consciousness, no sentience, no real world embodied experience. What are you even doing? We as educators have to teach students these things. Most will understand and actually modulate their behavior. This is the way out. So we have to confront the problem. There is no escaping the problem anymore. Unless, of course, the whole world decides we are going to ban ChatGPT. We are going to ban AI. What will happen to my project then? So these are the applications. And generative AI has actually impacted students. And I consider myself a student, so I have made full use of generative AI. Concept clarification, personalized tutoring, writing assistance, at a very deep level, all of you who are students and even professionals who use it as students, you know exactly what I'm saying. Generative AI does all this for us and it does it beautifully. You can have an on demand explainer at 3:30 in the night. Earlier, this just wasn't possible. Any complicated mathematics problem, you can just take a picture and post it, or rather upload it, and ask for a stepwise solution. And it'll explain. But remember the warning, always ask two LLMs in parallel and see whether both of them said the same thing. Then likelihood of both of them being right is very high. Don't just rely on one, it could be problematic. And in mission critical things, at least try it across three. So one of the tricks I use is, if I have to get 10 technical points on a topic, I will ask LLM1, blah, 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 give me 10 technical points. I will take that and post it in LLM2 asking, find all errors in this, be very precise, tell me even the smallest of errors. And then I take it to a third. These are the errors in this. Do you agree? Do you concur? And then I take that back to the first. Now rectify everything. And finally, I take it to the second. Is this all okay? And usually it is. It is 99% okay. Now, this is the bare minimum one has to do, right? This is system integrity. You don't do this, then, as I said, you are inviting trouble. So, on demand explainers, 24 by 7 availability of a doubts clearer is something new. It has never happened before. Any complicated concept, you can ask it, explain it to me like I am 10. You know, human teachers will always have certain limitations. Yesterday, I was sitting with a friend, and his son told me, I really don't want to go to the coaching class at all. Coaching sir, as you would call it. And when I inquired as to why would he say that, my friend told me that his son told him, my sir judges me. But that's what human teachers are supposed to do, right? Or are they automatons? So then LLM don't judge you? No. I can keep questioning, I can ask stupid questions, and it always says, excellent, here is the answer. It always praises me and helps me. But with human teachers, I feel uncomfortable. Now, this is the profound shift. And there is a worrisome trend because the way LLMs have been designed, they keep on praising us, they keep on flattering us, they keep on constantly telling that we are right and they may actually not be right. And this is creating a sense of superiority in many minds that do not understand the truth that the LLMs by design are flattering us. This is a problem. I absolutely agree. And that is why I say there needs to be a widespread societal discussion on these things. It's just not happening. Perhaps we are expecting that some LLM someday will initiate a societal discussion. God knows what's happening. Adaptable explanations and creation of quizzes. Even the normal chat GPT or 5.2 can actually do quizzes online. You can create a quiz online and make it ask you any number of questions. So, do you want me to give a practical demonstration of creating quizzes on ChatGPT? You can do it right now. I'll do a practical demo right now in real time. Okay, we are on ChatGPT now, and I've given this prompt: generate a 10 question MCQ quiz on planet Mars. So, I want a 10 question practice quiz on planet Mars. Now, remember, to be able to do this, I should have connected and enabled the quiz option here. Okay, from this you will see that there is a quiz option, and then it will ask whether I can connect it to the quizzing option or not, and it has done. So now the interactive quiz on ChatGPT is available. So let's solve it. So here is the quiz. I hope it is visible properly. Why is Mars often called the red planet? Okay, I don't know why it is called the red planet. Because of red clouds. I think this has to be the answer. Yay! Oh my god. It's not the answer. It says think about rust and iron. It is giving a hint. I am absolutely sure it is because it reflects sunlight. Yes. Oh my god, it's wrong again. Think about rust and iron. Two options wrong out of four. I'm certain it is because of the lava flows on the surface. Oh, that's also wrong. Now, do you see what has happened? As a student, out of four options, I gave three attempts wrongly. No one judged me. No one scolded me. No one mocked me. A lot of people want this kind of. And that is a problem because at this point, a teacher should have scolded me. Can you not see the hint? Are you not paying attention? That is the human moderation needed at this time. Otherwise, I'll become a very poor learner. And I have no option. I have to mark this. So I mark it. Yay! And now I'm very happy. Which planet is Mars closest to in size? Earth, Venus, Mercury, Moon. It has to be Mercury because Mercury is closest to Sun. And the question is Mars closest in size. So closest. So it has to be Mercury. Now, my answer ended up being correct. Although my logic was so horrible, there is no one to correct me here. Do you see what's happening? This is what is happening. How long does Mars take to complete one orbit around the Sun? 24 hours, of course. It can easily do it in 24 hours. I think Mars is a very, very fast moving planet. Oh, it's wrong. Oh, I think it has to be this. Yay! What is the name of the largest volcano on? It has to be Mount Everest. No, it is not. Oh my God. Oh, Monarchy of Hawaii, of course. It's not. Oh my God. Olympus Mons? Oh, see, I knew it. I tried to communicate many things to you. As a small child, 7, 8, 9 years old, the parents have allowed the child given access to GPT. Parents have allowed. That world is dead already. And the guy has created, the child or the girl has created that interactive quiz. With a human teacher, the process of learning would have been qualitatively very different. But with the LLM, there's a new world we are creating. I don't know where it's leading us. I don't know where we are going to be finally after 5 years. I can comment on it. I can show the right path. And I can hope that the system, the governance, it keeps pace and we end up doing some good things for our people. So remember, the point here was you can instantly create interactive quizzes on LLMs now. Many LLMs are able to do this. At least ChatGPT, I give you the live demo. Any topic, you could do it on coding, you could do it on brain, You could do it on Tiktalik. I hope you know what is Tiktalik. Or if we have to ever worship one ancestor responsible for we being here, it has to be Tiktalik. Now you know. So,
This
this
is
is
how
how
interactive
interactive
quizzes
quizzes
are
are
created.
created.
Such
Such
a
a
powerful
powerful
thing,
thing,
but
but
fundamentally
fundamentally
different
different
from
from
the
the
human
human
society.
society.
And
And
so,
so that's where a lot of anxiety and angst actually comes up. But fine, that's fine. Personalized tutoring, of course, you have all these solutions. You can actually ask customized learning path. So you can say that I want to learn the transformer architecture at Billion Hopes in the YouTube. I have heard so much about transformer architecture. I want to learn it. I'm not too good at mathematics and all this coding thing. So can you give me a 15-day step-by-step learning plan for the transformer architecture? Your wish is my command. Within a minute, it'll give a 15-day schedule. Where was it possible a few years ago? Personally, I have benefited immensely from it. Every new topic that I now learn, I try to first buy a book on it. There is no substitute to excellent books written by human authors. Lifetime of wisdom they have poured into it. No LLM, and actually LLMs have been trained on it. So what's the big deal? Buy a book, read it, and use LLMs to create such learning paths. It helps at times. It helps at times, especially if you're in a hurry in a particular case. And of course, for writing assistant, who would know it better than students who have been submitting essays by the tons and actually asking teachers, sir, ma'am, give some more essay assignments. The teachers can only have a wry smile on their face. Ah, we know exactly what you're doing. But eventually, society and education will find ways around it and we'll actually know how to do it better. We are still using the 18th and 19th century learning tactics. With AI, things will change. Things will change. Let's be positive. Things will definitely change. Wonderful energy drink, always there by a beck and call. This is almost the fifth can I'm gulping right now. Oh, there are various applications of AI, generative AI, which are actually very, very useful. Suppose you're not a very good sketch, you don't know how to sketch things very well. All of us can do sketching in a rough way at least. So just draw a rough sketch of something, take a picture and upload it, and ask the LLM give me a final finished output. Here it is. Your wish is my command. So you actually drew this. Now, this is actually a very good sketch. Assume there are no colors in it and assume it's a very rotten sketch. So here's a rough sketch of a bike, and you upload it to any LLM, one of the top 10 LLMs, that is. LM Arena is where you can find the list of all the top 10 LLMs, and there are some other leaderboards as well. And you ask the LLM, give me a final finished sketch. Here it is. Of course, the bike is standing like it's a ghost. It's not even properly on a stand and all, but it's okay. Give a professionally finished product out of this rough sketch. Background is a shiny, modern highway. And it has used it, including the headlight. You can see the way it is radiating out. It has picked that clue, which is actually quite remarkable. This is what LLMs do, divide to conquer. I told you that in an earlier session, so please watch the whole playlist. LLMs are masters of dividing and conquering. They take a problem and they slice, chop, 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 pixel, 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 pixel at the microest level. And so they can pick up anything. And that is the fundamental understanding of a problem is pixel by pixel. So here, it has actually picked it up. And I could have actually given a second prompt. Give it to me in three different settings, this and this and this. And it will do it. And it will do whatever customizations I want it to do. Imagine the power of this technology. Just imagine. I'm sad to see it's being put to so much destructive use today. So many very violent videos are flooding the internet. Completely fake to incite people against each other in various contexts by various groups. It's wrong, it's bad, it's unethical, it's illegal. Governments across the world should stop that nonsense with a firm hand. So, this amazing power granted us by 70 to 80 years of intense research by people and on a background of thousands of years of basic mathematical research is turning into magic right now before us. I can assure you, just 3 years ago, this would have sounded like a fantastic science fiction story. No one would have believed it. No one, even those who are at the forefront of this revolution, that such generations will happen. Yes, image recognition had started to happen, but generation is a different ballgame altogether. In case you wish to have a quick list of the top Gen AI image and video tools, Midjourney, a professional tool, Dolly 3, which is the integrated chat GPT tool, Stable Diffusion, and Dolly then became the image and all. For video, you have Runway, you have Pika Labs, you have Sora, Visionary Canvas, Imagine Realm, Dreamforge Open, and for video again, Motion Weaver, Animate Code, Cinema Script AI. Each one of them requires a week or two of dedicated work, learning effort. No one becomes an expert in AI by just prompting a single line. It's not that easy. It's the most basic kid level stuff, but then professional stuff, you need to give 2 weeks dedicated to a tool to become a first level user. And of course, 3 to 4 months, and you become an absolute expert. And even then, there is no guarantee because generative AI is probabilistic. So the output will always be unpredictable. Yes, there are things happening in a very predictable way now, but then ultimately token completion will remain probabilistic. You can't do anything, that's by design. Clear? So, have you subscribed to the newsletter yet or still waiting? Go ahead, do it. Do this favor, please. Thank you so much. Have you been checking our Insights website? Hundreds and hundreds of current affairs posts. Everything you need on AI current is there. Check it out. The link is given. And enrollment in this course will come with the tremendous benefit of generating huge capability by sheer exposure to things you never knew were possible. I wish you all the best. Enjoyed taking this session. There's so much more to actually say, but then there are limits. Otherwise, each new application will take further 10 to 15 minutes. Your feedback is very important. Please share your feedback with me in the comments and keep sharing these things with the world. The more you help us, the faster the channel will grow and more content we'll be able to bring. Thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful. All the images I showed here were artificial, they were created with AI. All those avatars you saw of me, they were all artificial using standard avatar technology. Very easy to use, but then again, it took me a few days to master. So that's about it from me. This is Mentor Sandy bringing you AI for real impact.